Hi, and welcome to Class FitSugar. I'm Nikki Nie, and today I'll be guiding you through a 15-minute calming yoga flow. And this routine is inspired by Yogi Honey Lavender Stress Relief Tea, a blend of herbs aimed at relaxation, including lavender, chamomile, and lemon balm. This blend works perfectly with any routine that helps ease stress and wind down at the end of the day. If you're ready to begin this practice, let's get started. All you need is a yoga mat and a quiet place to settle in. So we'll get started in mountain pose. So have your feet hip distance apart, arms by your side. Roll your shoulders back and take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out of the mouth. And working with belly breathing. Maybe put a hand on your belly just one more time to breathe in. Feel your belly rise. And out the nose as you exhale, feel your belly fall as the navel draws back to the spine. Keep that belly breath going. Inhale, let's bring the arms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart center. We'll fold over into Uttanasana. And the hands can land on the shins or maybe the floor. Feel free to bend your knees. Inhale, take a halfway lift here. And as you do so, roll your shoulders back. And then long exhale to fold back over your legs. Let the head hang heavy as you look through your knees. And then inhale with a straight spine, reach the arms out wide all the way back up to stand. And then exhale, bring your hands through heart center to lower back down into mountain. We're gonna repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up overhead. And let's start lengthening the exhale. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, halfway lift. Crown of the head forward, tailbone back. Exhale for 5 as you fold in. 2, 3, 4. Long exhale, 5. Inhale, rise up with a straight, strong spine all the way back up. And this time exhale to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. Maybe close the eyes as you inhale. And just transition from whatever you were just doing. Exhale to 7 if you can manage that count internally to yourself. And so as we lengthen the breath, that helps to signal the nervous system that we can relax. A short breath in to take your halfway lift. And then a long exhale, maybe the longest one you've taken all day. Smooth, slow, and calm. And then as you inhale, reach the arms back up overhead as you rise to stand. This time exhale slowly as you take your hands and pause with them in prayer in front of your heart. And just take a moment to be grateful for this time that you've chosen to show up for yourself and to slow everything down. And as you continue taking those belly breaths, let's go ahead and take the arms back up overhead. As you exhale, this time we're gonna stay in Uttanasana, so forward fold. I'm gonna come to the top of my mat, so feel free to follow me in that position. So folding into Uttanasana, head is relaxed. Go ahead and inhale, take one more halfway lift. And then from here, exhale, ground your hands to frame your right foot so you can step your left leg back, and we'll take a nice low lunge. Allow the right knee to bend over the right ankle and slide your hips down as much as they're able to right now. And we'll stay here and just letting the breath be this invitation for you to find more and more space in the body and let go of any tightness that you're holding. And if you want to start to go deeper, you can bring the right hand inside of the right foot and take the toes to the right diagonal. And that'll bring more and more stretch to the outer right thigh. And as you do that, you may even feel more space to fold in with the elbows down onto the floor, letting the head be heavy. And really use your breath to stay in this pose and allow any stored emotion that we hold in our hips to be released with each exhale. And then we'll slowly make our way back to Uttanasana. So press off of your back leg, soft bend of the knee, shake your head yes and no. And let's take the other side, step the opposite leg back, slide your hips down and make sure that the knee is stacked over your ankle. That will keep your alignment safe. And again, as you keep the spine tall, you may want to find those variations of bringing the hand inside of the foot and taking the toe to the diagonal. And this should feel a little bit intense, a little sticky in the hips, especially if we live in tighter bodies, but also it should feel really, really good. And then as you allow yourself time and the breath to invite a place of stillness, you may close your eyes as you finish with the last few deep breaths here. Letting everything just melt away with each long, conscious exhale. And then gently making your way back out of the pose. This time, go ahead and just step both legs back into downward facing dog. So as you spread your fingertips out, bend your knees slightly. And as you do that, lift your sits bones up, and that'll create more extension in your spine. And then from here, inhale, slowly lower your knees to hover over your mat and then land in tabletop, all fours position. And then as you exhale, you'll bring your hips back up to downward facing dog. So we're just gonna keep moving like that. Start to listen to your own body. So it becomes less about following me and starting to listen and allowing yourself to be guided by what you need today. And so that might start to look like a pedaling of the feet or a dropping of the hips if you want to get any cracks out of the spine. And then just take one or two more in your own time as you just start to feel your way through the pose. And if your mind starts to wander away, that's okay. Bring it back to the anchor of your smooth, ceaseless breath. And take one more, and then we'll meet in all fours position. All right, well done. Staying with me as you keep everything really gentle. We'll move into pigeon pose to get a nice stretch through the outer thighs and find that release in the hips. So starting with the right side, if you would like, you can take the same knee to the side of the wrist and just slide your leg back. If you would prefer to go deeper, you can take this from down dog. And from here, you have the option to maybe floating the leg up as you thread the knee through behind the same wrist. And from here, you want to slide your back leg all the way back, maybe looking over your shoulder to make sure the heel is behind your hip. And as you square up your hips, you might want to boost them up to get them nice and even. And then from here, feel free to begin to fold forward in your own time. So remember, we're not in any rush. All of the productivity of the day has been done. And now you just get to savor in this moment of being present and finding awareness in your body. And so as you take your deep breaths, you may start to go even lower into the pose, maybe even relaxing your forehead onto the floor, and just let everything feel nice and juicy and soft. So the key here is to be effortless. As you make your way out of the pose, we'll transition to the other side, maybe from all fours position, or you can take that down dog position as you thread the knee through, slide the opposite leg back. And again, even out your hips so that they're nice and square. And as you do that, you can start to fold forward. And you'll listen to your body and what it needs today, and finding that gentle expression of releasing any need to push. And this is a time that we can relax. So no stress if this doesn't look like me. And if this pose doesn't feel good on your knees, you can always take a variation on your back with a figure 4 where the ankle crosses over, and allow that to open up the outer hip and the front of the hip flexor. So take another breath there as you find yourself in stillness. And then when you are ready, there's no time that you need to get there. We'll slowly start to shift back into that all fours position. And then from here, take your knees as wide as you can. Big toes touch behind you, and sit your hips onto your heels for child's pose. Go ahead and stretch your arms out in front of you and take a moment with the forehead, the third eye, your command center, into the mat. And as you do this, really allow your belly to be soft so that you fill it up as it spills through your knees on inhale. And that as you empty it out, you sense a moment of letting go. Inhale, you receive. Taking in the breath, and exhale, it's a time to just shed away all of the worries of the mind. And let's invite a deeper lateral stretch here. Go ahead and crawl your fingertips over to the left side of your mat and breathe through that right side of your rib cage, maybe even through your lat muscle as you just let go of any holding. And then gently take your hands through center, walk them to the opposite side that you were just doing, and feel that warmth as you breathe into the side body, inviting more space. And then finally, we'll come back center. Take 2 more breaths in child's pose. And see in this position as you humbly bow over what you can feel grateful for right now. And feeling that sense of appreciation for your healthy body and your calm mind, we'll gently take our way up. And go ahead and swing your legs through so you can come to laying down on your back. And as we set up for bridge pose, you can bend the knees, soles of the feet to the floor, fingertips tickle the backs of your heels. And keeping your arms down by the side, as you inhale, just gently press your hips up towards the sky. And as you exhale, gently lower 1 vertebrae down to the earth. And that's just to help get some of that length back through the front of the hips and through the spine, even through the upper back, feeling the chest open, and then lowering the hips down again. Let's just take 1 more, gently lifting the pelvis up. You'll start to bring the chest towards the chin. Hold this for another breath as you lift the hips a little bit more, and then slowly, like as slow as possible, like honey, you're allowing the hips to drip back down to the earth. And just feel that release as you hug your knees into your chest. Maybe giving a little knee circle that helps to massage the low back. We're just really treating our bodies with so much love and compassion. And then go ahead from here, take both knees over to the left side, and you could take your right hand to put some weight over into the supine twist. And as you extend your right arm to the side, you may want to take your gaze with it. Maybe softening your gaze so that you can let go of all of the external world and start becoming really interested in your inner world. And as you take note of what's moving through you right now, you'll gently start to make your way back to center. Give your knees a little bit of a hug, some love as they drop over to the opposite side. And then taking them over, you might want to turn the gaze, or for you, you may feel better on your neck to stay looking up. And again, finding that belly breath, even in the twist, helps us to connect to that energy of the moon, this place of being still and conscious and really absorbing the light from within. 1 more slow, smooth breath. And feeling everything unwinding through this twist as you just rinse out your day. And then I invite you to come back to center. And before we go into our Shavasana, you can take any other shape that you like, any other movements that you feel you need to release. And when you are ready with an exhale, go ahead and let everything go down to your mat. I like to have the heels a bit wider than my hips and the arms out by my side. And if you're still feeling a little overwhelmed or a lot of busyness in your mind, I invite you to face your palms down to the earth, or maybe have them touching your body to keep you grounded. And from this place, close your eyes. And with your heart open, go ahead and take an invitation of that breath through the nose, filling your belly, let it rise. And then exhale slowly out of your nose, let the belly fall. And taking about 5 more breaths here, each exhale is more soft, more effortless than the previous. And this is a way that you can really get yourself set up for bed, for nourishing night's sleep, and just feeling everything start to let go. And feeling everything just unwinding itself, returning back to this place of complete balance and trust. You can start to bring a little bit of movement back into your body as you feel more space, more sense of freedom and contentment. Feel free to stretch the arms overhead as you turn off onto one side. And then in your own time, you can gently press yourself up to take a seated position. Maybe the hands in the lap or on top of your knees, or maybe a hand over your heart as you just thank yourself for showing up and slowing down. That ends our yoga flow for today. I hope that your mind and body feel more rested and relaxed. Thank you so much for joining us in this workout brought to you by Yogi Tea. We'll see you on the next Class FitSugar.